4 years ago, Sinn Fein offered voters a choice. We asked citizens to vote for real change, to vote for positive leadership, and to vote for the party which delivers, to vote for Sinn Fein. Sinn Fein is promoting equality. That's what we do best. We and others since then, in the last term, have delivered stable and inclusive power-sharing government in the North when some said that this was impossible. Sinn Fein brought policing and justice powers to Ireland when it was said that this couldn't happen. And all the time, inch by inch, day by day, the people of this island are advancing towards Irish unity and national reconciliation. So to Sinn Fein ag glúru Canasiacht ar fud na Huireann, ar fud na Tíre, agus táimid go hán dairiúra, fear dairiúra, fhui sin, agus fhui our policy, fhui Saoirse. The last 4 years, I believe, have seen a step change in politics here in the North. Agus is cím tafachtach starhfuil é seo. In the last 4 years, Republicans and Unionists have demonstrated that we can make agreements and that we can deliver for all sections of our society. Now, of course, we're not agreed on everything, and in the next term there will be significant challenges on the economic and political fronts. Isam Jacker é de daoine ar fud na Tíre agus tá dúilgis oring ars yacht níhil a dheanú tíbastí agus tíbamhaí ahan fórum tofa ar an illion seo. People across this island are facing real hardships at this time, and it's our pledge to do our very best outside and inside every elected forum on this island and at Europe to work for all of the citizens. A strong Sinn Féin team is essential to achieve this objective. A strong Sinn Féin team is essential to keep pushing forward the agenda for change. We are committed to working with anyone who will work with us to deliver economic prosperity, to tackle poverty, to tackle the inequalities confronting our most disadvantaged communities, Unionists as well as Nationalists. We believe that fiscal powers must be transferred from London to Belfast, and we will lobby and continue to work for that. We're a United Ireland party, an All-Ireland party, indeed the only All-Ireland party, and the recent election successes in the South illustrates the point that the Republican project is growing and succeeding. However, there's still much work to be done. Our manifesto, and you've heard the main bullet points of it, is realistic. It's also deliverable. Among other propositions, we are arguing very, very strongly for a £4 million economic development bond to be funded by the 4 main banks. We're looking for an agreement with the credit union movement to create a £100 million social fund. We're looking for the introduction of a strong and comprehensive local single equality bill. We're looking for the implementation of the RPA 11 Council structure and the establishment of the Educational Skills Authority, for an Act na Gaeilge to promote and protect the rights of Irish language speakers. We want to see the new satellite radiotherapy unit at Altnagelvin. One of the hidden crises in our society is the issue of suicide and self-harm, and we're looking to see the advancement of an All-Ireland suicide prevention strategy. No water charges and no increase in student fees. Sinn Féin ministers, led by Martin McGuinness, and our MLAs have led from the front in the last 4 years. We have effected real change across society for the common good. And with our growing mandate across the island, we will continue to show leadership in building an Ireland which is equal and prosperous. The next term of the Assembly has to be about delivery. Sinn Féin stands for positive change and for leadership across this island. In the office of the First and Deputy First Ministers, They're like Siamese twins. They are co-equal positions. One has exactly the same of power and authority as the other. I think this is a distraction. It's an attempt to scare and to galvanise unionist votes to prevent Sinn Fein from assuming what would be a symbolic position. I think Martin McGuinness has shown inspirational leadership. I think that many, many people on the unionist section of our community recognise that. I don't think they feel at all threatened or at all galvanised by this issue. So I think the DUP can't play it both ways. They are signed up to all of these agreements. We're all on a journey. They're now part of that journey. And what we want is the strongest possible vote for Sinn Féin so that we can have, as of right, as many of these departments as possible to continue the type of work and to continue to set the agenda as we have been doing ever since the Good Friday Agreement.
What we need in the next term of the Assembly is an inclusive executive with all of the parties who have entitlement to be on that executive working to face up to the huge economic challenges that lie ahead. So this is about fighting unemployment, it's about fighting the recession, it's about developing our economy, it's about ensuring that we defend frontline services and protect the most disadvantaged within our society. And that's what this is about. If you consider, for example, that over the last couple of years, Peter Robinson and I, through our missions to the United States of America, have brought in more jobs, thousands of jobs, than at any other time in the history of the northern state, clearly shows what is possible, particularly in the context of the ongoing discussions at the moment for the need to bring about a lower rate of corporation tax. I believe that if we can bring about that lower rate at the same level as it is in the south and have the same level of corporation tax all over the island, that will bring thousands and thousands of more jobs to the north and will help us combat the recession. We also have pledged ourselves to support for Indigenous businesses because we know and understand that incredible commitment and dedication of local entrepreneurs, many of whom provide a huge amount of jobs for our people right throughout the entire community. So it's a several-pronged approach. The big battle ahead is the battle around the economy, and I want to see all politicians who have an entitlement on the new executive pledging themselves to work within that executive in a positive and constructive way, and not as the Ulster Unionists and the SDLP did in the last executive, one day in government and the next day criticising it. Well, it's hugely important that people who support the peace process and support Sinn Féin at the heart of the peace process and all of the change that has brought in terms of equality, respect for our nationalist and republican aspirations, come out and use their vote to ensure that the process of change continues. We have proven over the last 4 years that the impossible can be done. They said it was impossible to get the Democratic Unionists to join Sinn Féin in government, but we made it happen. That, OK, you did that, but it'll never survive. But we made that happen too. What we now need to do is ensure that we continue to press on to provide sensible, positive decisions which enhance the quality of life of all of the people that we represent. That's what we're about.